Hey boys, welcome to a very exciting video. The first patch for Rugby League Live 4 has just been released. Also, the PC version of the game has been released on Steam, which is awesome. It seems like they were waiting for the patch to be finalized before they release the PC version. But yeah, it's a huge patch. There are pretty much every single thing I've heard people or I've had issues with the game. Obviously, some things they can't just patch out. Like career mode depth and stuff, but all like the gameplay aspects seem to have been tuned. Now, I actually haven't had a chance to go in and try it out yet, so how big a changes they are, I'm not too sure. I'll obviously have a muck around and I might actually like play some games and just see how it is since the patch. But I'm going to go through the patch notes here now. This actually just caught me off guard. Usually I keep up to date with like when stuff like this is going to get released, but I just saw it get announced today. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Whether or not there'll be any other patches, I don't know. Like it's usually like one, maybe two patches with like, you know, previous Rugby League games and previous like Don Brabham games. So let's just go through it. So tuning, they tuned offloads. Which I'm not too sure. I don't know if that's like to do with like the floatiness of the offloads or the forward passes getting called for the offloads. Tune play the ball speeds. Now, I didn't really have an issue with the play the ball speeds. I think it is a good thing if they're increased a little bit. The only real issue I had with them is that at the very like end of the half or the end of the game, you would like it would just take so long. You would think you would get another play in, but it always just the siren sounded and you didn't get to play the ball. But yeah, if it's increased a little bit, I think that's a good thing overall. Tune support runners, this is a big one, because like I've had the issue and plenty of other people have the issue where if you make a nice line play, like do like a nice backline sweeping play, you get your center through the gap, but then your winger doesn't like support up. He's like way back near the defensive line, so if you try to throw the pass, it gets intercepted. You can't like get those nice tries from like these line breaks. But so that's a big one. Tune big hits and ball spills for both user and AI. I'm assuming that just means they've toned it down, which I think is a good thing. I've talked about it before that I think I actually thought it was a good thing that if you pulled off a big hit, the chance of the ball spill was really high. I just wanted them to tune the chance of actually affecting the big hits. So it says here tune big hits and ball spills. So it seems like they probably decreased the chance of the big hit and the chance to lose the ball. Now, I don't know. I sort of probably would have liked it if they just toned down the big hits. But again, have to try it out and see how big a change it is. Tune the fullback positioning in attacking play. Another big one, another big complaint I had was the fullback just stayed way behind the defensive line or your attacking line for some reason, so seems like he's going to be in better positions. Tune player speeds on line break. That's another big, like all these things. I'm so keen to try it out because all these issues seems like they've done a lot of work. A lot of people were getting up Big Ann and True Blue thinking they've gone silent, but they've obviously been listening to all the feedback. So you know, the problem at the moment is the forwards like catch the backs a lot, so hopefully that's remedied. Tuned AI kick choices. Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't really noticed too much, but I guess one thing, the AI doesn't really kick for 40-20s, like they never kick on like fourth tackle, so I'm hoping they kick early sometimes. Also, yeah, they do like rubber kicks like pretty much all the time when they're close to the line. They don't really bomb the ball. I mean, they do. I'm keen to see what that is. Tune ball spill animations on try. So this one's an interesting one because I've mentioned this plenty of times because I've had it happen plenty of times where I picked it up now, but the when they actually knock the ball on over the line, it actually doesn't look like they knock it on. So obviously that was a bit of an issue. Tune the defensive line on last tackle. Tune starting be a pro attribute rating. That's interesting. I don't know. They probably just increased it because it was really low for some reason. it was way lower than every other player, so that's a good thing. Tuned halves positioning on last tackle. Oh man, that is a huge one. That was probably my biggest issue with the gameplay aspect. Just the fucking playmakers standing on the blind side next to the sideline, getting in each other's way. That is a good one. Very, very good. Tuned player behavior near sideline from kick receive. Now, this one's a good one. Like, this is a good one, obviously, but like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. There's definitely times where your players will catch it and just run out, but I feel like it's a lot better than previous games. So I'm hoping this sort of like just gets rid of that altogether, which is good. Tune AI drive momentum, another good one. Tune drag tackles near sidelines. This one's interesting as well because I don't think I've dragged one person over the sideline in this game, so I'm hoping that's sort of what that entails. Tune playmaker passing options. Tune playmaker passing options. Okay, I'm keen to see what that means. And stamina balance changes. Again, I'm not entirely sure what that. Hopefully what that is like fullbacks getting really fatigued. Like when I play my Warriors career mode, I find like Tuivasa-Sheck by the end of the game, he's like the most fatigued player in the game. So hopefully that's what that is. We got some additions here. So added compressed defense to tactics menu, which is good. I like that quite a bit. User defense will now get back onside automatically. So this is a big one as well, because when I made like my tips and tricks video for Rugby League Live 4, I mentioned that, you know, you've got to watch it because if you're controlling a player and you don't move him, he'll just stand there. So this is now gonna. I'm surprised that they actually didn't have this initially, because it used to be in all the other games. So I don't know. I'm assuming they just tried something new. They must have got a lot of complaints about it, so they've gone back to the old system, which I think is a good thing. There was no real reason for it. It was just sort of a thing you had to keep concentrating on. So that's good. You increase career salary cap to 9.4 million. Interchange HUD can be used during penalty. Oh man, this is an awesome one. Kickoffs and goal kicks. That is really, really good. I was surprised that this wasn't a feature when the game released, but that's really good. That's really, really good. So it actually means, like, you know, when you're actually playing the game, it's actually hard to make the on-the-fly interchanges, but, you know, there's plenty of times like kickoffs and goal kicks, penalties, all that time, that's the perfect time to make your sub, so that's perfect. Added depth of field to replays. Not sure what that means. It sounds pretty neat though. And then we have a bunch of fixes. I'm not going to go over all these fixes. You can pause the video, have a look. I'll have a quick skim over, but I'm not going to read through them all. So this is a huge patch. This is honestly a big patch. I'm very keen to see how bigger the changes are and how much they've tweaked certain things. But from this, like, personally, I really liked the game. There were definitely some issues on release. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, but this patch right here, pretty much every little like gameplay aspect and little issues with like crashing and other things like this is really, really cool, and I'm keen to get back in. Hopefully, if you guys, I know there'll definitely some differing opinions on the game. I know some people hate it, some people loved it. So if you're in the boat of maybe disliking the game, maybe you hated like the big hits and other things like that, then I would highly recommend downloading the patch. I think the patch is like pretty small, so it's not like a huge patch or anything. There's a lot of changes, but download it. When you boot up the game, like everyone always asks me, how do you do it? Just when you boot up the game, it'll automatically update if you're connected to the internet. So that's how you do it. There's no trick to downloading the patch, but download it, have a go, see how the changes are. But yeah, I'm keen to get back in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.